She was a sweat lady.
That's so cool. You guys wound up kind of coming together, later on, though. That's
before
really
she
cool.
died. She ended up passing away. But
Well, yeah, you kept giving her Coke and cigarettes.
Family brings joy. It's childhood destroyed. Hey, it's Tammy's boy. Tammy's boy. Tammy's boy. Hey, it's Tammy's boy.
Tammy's Boy Podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. Jon Carden is not a licensed therapist. He is just a friend.
welcome on in, Tammy's boys and girls. Thank you for joining us for another fun-filled episode of Tammy's Boy, the podcast where we talk about parenting and it ends up leading to trauma. My name's John. I'm the host. You know me by now, but if you don't, my mom bought wedding gifts at flea markets, so that's why I host this show. Let's hear from my talented producer, Mr. Cole Garrett.
What is going on, guys? How are we doing? We've got a great episode for you today. The full video is going to be on YouTube and Spotify. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're watching or listening to this, because we cannot do this without you guys and your support. The more support we get, the bigger and better we're going to make these for you guys. So that's enough out of me. Let's get into the show. John, who do we got on the couch today?
All right, Tammy's kids. Well, we've got a friend of mine, another. I keep uncovering them. He has a special on, you can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Tubi. It's called Wiscondescending. That's condescending with "wis" in front of it, if you're looking to spell it. He runs a lot of shows all over town. He's my buddy, Martin Henn, everybody.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. This is really cool. You guys got quite a setup here. This is awesome.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's been complimentary of the setup. It's been cool.
This is
They have
great.
been. It's been really nice.
It's in the
Yeah, it's been
details, right?
Yeah.
It's in the details.
Yeah, well, I want to make people feel at home.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice couch. It's a comfy couch.
Also, I was the one that couldn't spell Wiscondescending.
Good cushions.
I wasn't going to out you.
Yeah.
I was just going to make the joke for us
It was going to
and let everybody else.
Little inside baseball.
It was
yeah.
going to hold on to me forever.
And like, I wonder why everybody laughed at that. Now
Right.
everybody knows. Well, it's because Colt was not being a very smart
That's
person.
right. You almost spelled it like Wakanda, which is
Yeah, Wakanda.
very different from where I'm from. Yeah. Let's let the record show I'm not appropriating anything. I'm from Wisconsin. All right. I paid my dues.
Oh man, that's gonna be the black version of your special.
There you go. Yeah. Wisconsin forever. And then you just fucking
It's a W.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. White badger, It's kind of close.
Oh man, the white badger is not the richest superhero.
Yeah. No.
No, he just pawned his mama's wedding ring for a fucking
it's-
6-pack of spotted cow.
It's called efficiency,
Oh man!
shit.
So speaking of Wisconsin, and we always start this off really simply. It's who raised you?
Yeah. So I was raised by like my biological parents. My folks split up when I was pretty young. I was like 6 when my folks split up, and then my mom met a new guy when I was like 9, and he's my stepdad. He's been my stepdad since I was 9, so like almost 30 years. And then my dad never like remarried or had like a serious lifelong partner after my mom.
That's fun. My dad never remarried either.
Yeah.
He
it was
ended up
wild.
passing away, but like my dad never remarried.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what it is about that.
I don't know. I don't know what
Did he date?
he dated. He dated, and he had some women that were more serious than others. But I don't think he ever like really lived with a partner.
Yeah.
Again after my mom.
He was like, no, you can keep your own place. I'll keep
Yeah.
my place.
There was-
Once you've split up shit once, you know,
Yeah.
you don't want to live on quarters.
Yeah.
That's
And-
basically what you do after 2 divorces.
Yeah, and I think I think he was kind of in that boat of like I think he was always open to having a partner, but I don't think he was ever like. I think a lot of people as they get older, they're like, I need to find somebody, and he was just he just kind of did his own thing.
Just chilled.
One time he told me after I had moved out, like once I got to college and stuff, he was dating a woman that snored really bad, and he would make her sleep in the downstairs bedroom. So she would stay over, And I'd be like, I think it was like one weekend I was like, oh, I'm thinking about coming up. He's like, well, what was her name? Mary or Sue or something like that. He's like, well, so-and-so is going to be over this weekend. I don't know if I'll have space. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, she sleeps in the downstairs bed. I go, why? He goes, well, she snores really bad. I told her to go down there. I'm like, this is why they don't live with you, dude.
Oh, that's so funny.
I think we cracked the case pretty fast.
What a man, though. What a man. This is my bed. Okay? If you're going to snore in it, you're going to go downstairs.
It was a really cool thing about him where he was very much like one of those, like, I need you to talk to me directly people.
Yeah.
And it really taught me how to talk to people.
Okay.
But I think with him, it was kind of to a fault. Like, I learned tact from my mom and I learned transparency from my dad, and it kind of really helped out. But yeah, like I would do shit like, you'd ask if you wanted to go out to eat, you'd always ask your parents, hey, are you hungry? Right? And every time I asked my dad, are you hungry? He would go, are you actually asking if I'm hungry, or do you want to eat something and this is your way of asking me? And it was always the latter. It was always, I want to get something. He goes, okay, well, just ask me.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to try to manipulate me.
Right,
dude.
exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, I would rather you just say what you want than try to do this like roundabout, get me to do what you want. And so it really made me comfortable talking to people directly. And I think after you get into that, you start learning how to do it in a way that doesn't make them uncomfortable. Because for a lot of people, that's a lot of people.
If you do it too directly, then you're autistic.
Yeah, exactly. You weird people out.
I don't like the way your
100%.
breath smells.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Or, yeah, don't touch that. Yeah, that kind of shit.
Somebody make a meal for you. This food tastes like cardboard.
Right. This isn't your best work.
No, then you're getting into passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Now we're past autistic. Okay, now we're at cunt.
You can still see, being in Wisconsin, you learn how to be directly passive aggressive. That's something you're very good at. That's a Midwest trait for sure.
Buddy, Seattle is the most passive aggressive place I've ever lived in my entire life.
Yeah.
I mean, the South is pretty passive. I will say this. The South has probably the most passive aggressive term of any term in the history of terms.
What's
and
that?
that's bless your heart.
Oh, God, yeah.
Bless your heart
Yeah.
is the most passive aggressive thing.
Yep.
It's even more passive aggressive than with all due respect. You know what I mean? It is the most passive aggressive because somebody's like, "Oh, my son just went to prison." Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah.
What you're saying is you're a shitty mother.
Yeah.
You're a horrible mom. That's what you're saying.
The Wisconsin version of that, or the Midwest version, is well, that's interesting.
Oh,
Well, that's
great.
You're like I fundamentally disagree with everything you say, and now I'm gonna try to make my distance from you, and you go, yeah, that's an interesting thing to say. It's like, oh, okay, dude.
oh man,
yeah.
bless your heart.
Same
She used for
energy.
everything.
It really does.
Walk
yeah.
by a homeless man. Oh, bless his heart. It sounds like you want better things for him, but in reality, you're just happy you have the things for yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot going on behind the curtain.
Absolutely.
On bless your heart.
I know what that is.
Yeah,
You're
totally.
not gonna lie to me. So what was it like? Did you your moms and dad split up when you were 6? Did they like do you remember them arguing any or anything like that?
A little bit, but they really did that like away from me.
Privately?
You know?
Good parents.
Yeah. My mom was really good about it. And my dad, we had like a couple instances where he was like talking about my mom, and I had to like, at like 8 or 9 years old, I'm like, hey, that's my mom. You
Yeah.
can't talk about her like that kind of stuff. My mom was always really good about it. My mom always wanted to try to make sure I like saw him in the best light possible. Not a lot of arguing. They also didn't really explain what happened for a really long time. Like I asked them a lot through like my teenage years and my 20s, and it was always just like, it didn't work out. And it's like, can you give me more than that?
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
I might have a relationship one day.
100% right. Exactly. I need to learn. So it definitely, there were some like tough spots in it, My dad didn't want to pay like child support for a little while, and that was like a big thing.
Here.
Yeah. I might be talking to the wrong guy.
Listen, just let you if your dad's still around, just let him know I get it.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm just saying, there's a lot of dudes in Mexico for that very reason right now.
So there was definitely like some issues between them and stuff, and there was some like frustration and resentment. I would say probably like after I got out of high school, it completely went away. You know?
Wow.
Like, I think it was a thing where, like, when I was sort of their responsibility and I kind of went back and forth in terms of who I lived with, I think then there was some contention because there was stuff about, like, you know, like, okay, well, when is he going to be with me? When is he going to be with me? You know, that kind of stuff. There were, you know, people being late to pickups or drop-offs, yada, yada. There was always a little bit of, like, kind of touchiness with that. But I think after I started becoming more independent, that really kind of went away.
Yeah.
You know, so that was good.
You know, I always wonder this, and maybe you can help me answer because you grew up in a similar situation. But it's like I always wondered if they wanted me because of me or if they wanted me because of them. You know what I mean? Whereas, like with my dad, I had no question whatsoever that my dad wanted me for me. It didn't really. I don't think it played into me. It was the person I was that he wanted just as much as it was the title.
Sure. Yeah.
But with my mother, I always felt like it was more she just wanted the title
Yeah.
than the person.
I think it was kind of the other way with me.
Okay.
Where I think my mom was like, I'm really concerned about, she was definitely like a helicopter mom.
Yeah.
You know, and she was like, I'm genuinely concerned about molding this young person into the best person they can be. And I think my dad had that too, but I think my dad he didn't have a good relationship with his father.
Okay.
And so I think a lot of the time that we spent together was sort of him trying to like almost correct that, you know? It was very much, he was always like trying to be my friend a lot more than my parent. And he was still a really good dad. Like I learned a lot from him. I got a lot of valuable lessons with him. I lived with him for a while, and it was, it was good, important time that helped me become who I am. But there was always like, let's go to the basketball game, or let's go to the, movies. Let's go do this, that. It was always like the fun thing,
Yeah.
And I think part of that was like making sure that I see him in a certain way that he didn't see his dad.
Did he take you to Bucks games?
Oh my God. Literally, we went to a Bucks game from when I was 7 every year until I was 34, 35. We went almost every year for at least 30 years.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It was wild. I mean, and it was a thing where like, so I lived with him. I lived it's Door County, which is like really, really rural Wisconsin. And I lived with him through high school. And then after that, I went back to Madison and I went to college. And once I went back to college, he'd buy like a 10-pack of Bucks tickets, right? So we'd get like a fourth of the home games. And that was, for like my 20s, that was the only time we really saw each other. I wouldn't really go to Door County to visit him, and he never really came to Madison to visit me. And so all of our face-to-face time for a long time was just Bucks games.
Basketball.
Yeah. So we would do we'd have a tradition where like Christmas, we would go to a movie, like stay overnight in Milwaukee, go to a Bucks game, and then I would go back to Madison, he'd go back to Door County, and it'd be stuff like that. And so like he has like Alzheimer's and dementia now. And like one of the last things we ever did together was we got to go to the NBA Finals. So that was like the last Bucks game him and I ever went to was Game 4, where the Bucks beat
how
Phoenix.
many people can say that?
It was crazy. I mean, it was it just wasn't lost on either of us to
The beauty and the spectacle of the moment.
Just like, it's so funny because I try so hard to not be the like sports fan who's on the team. You know what I mean? I try so hard to not be the guy like, yeah, we're having a rough year. When
There's
it's like,
always that guy.
I sit on the fucking couch every game. Like, we're not having a rough year. My year's going fine. They're losing some games, but they're millionaires. Everybody's okay. But like, it was one of those things where we like got in the stadium and it just like, we looked at each other and it just felt like we did it. You know what I mean? It was so crazy. It felt like we had put in so much work
for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people know about the Milwaukee Bucks franchise, They were really bad.
The years we got those 10 game ticket, dude, there was a year Ruben Patterson was the best player on the team.
Oh my God. And back in the day, that 10-pack of Milwaukee's butt tickets is probably cheaper than a 6-pack of Schlitz.
It was not too hard on the wallet.
No.
It was not too hard on the wallet.
It was like buying White Sox tickets right now or Rockies tickets, if anybody's familiar with sports.
Yeah. There was a year I went to a game in London and I went to a game in Milwaukee. The Bucks played in London and I like flew over and went. And the ticket for the Bucks game in London was $270. And I was sitting like nosebleeds. The week before we went to Bucks Suns in Milwaukee, we were 5 rows off the court and it was $43.
Oh my God.
There was nobody there. It was so fun. It was Giannis's rookie year. It was amazing.
Dude, I remember living in Phoenix with the Phoenix Suns before they got like Booker and Ayton and
They had a bad
KD,
stretch.
and it was bad. Those after the Nash years.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Nash and Stoudemire left.
Yeah.
And I mean they were bad. And some of those
Yeah.
tickets were like you could get 6-7 rows off the
They
floor.
were making bad draft picks. I remember they got that Jacob Len guy.
yeah.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a rough spat there. But yeah, you can get the tickets so cheap when your team sucks.
Absolutely.
It's great. It's great. So yeah, we did like a lot of that stuff. It was
What
a lot
was
of
you
like
and your
fun
mom's
stuff.
thing? If that was your dad's thing, would you say your mom was just like general everything else?
Yeah. It was a thing where like my mom and I, when I was young, my mom and I didn't really have like a lot in common because, she's a woman 30 years older than me and I'm a teenager, right? That's just how it goes. So I feel like my mom and I hung out like we would go to movies,
You don't want to have too much in common with your mom.
Yeah.
In that respect.
It's not a good
You don't want to
sign.
go to school and be like, hey, did you guys see the last episode of Designing Women?
Right. 100%.
Did you guys watch Golden Girls last night?
So we'd do like movies together. She instilled like a pretty good taste in movies in me. So we would go to a lot of stuff like that. And then just like eating like a lot of dinners and stuff, but it's
Is she
cool.
a foodie?
Yeah, definitely. My stepdad is Colombian. So we have like, half of our family is Colombian.
Yeah.
And so we would go over there and
I tell you
my
what.
God.
Didn't have ethnic stepdad on the bingo card.
Oh man, we'll get into it. But yeah, he's my stepdad's Colombian.
My dad gave me a bachelor's in weed. My stepdad gave me a doctorate in cocaine.
Dude, it's his whole thing is nuts. I mean, that's
That's a blow reference.
that's
in case
the
anybody's wondering.
that's the guy you need on that's the guy you need on the podcast. Sam is my stepdad. He has lived 5 lives over, man. It's crazy. Oh my God. I mean,
Dude, when he visits, dude, bring him in.
yeah. We'll see how much he talks. He probably doesn't want me sharing this stuff, but we're gonna do it. He doesn't really go on the internet.
Sorry, Sam.
Fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. But yeah, just like I don't know, dude. It's you hear stories from people who immigrated to this country and why, like, he was in the Dominican Republic when the Dominican Republic was at war.
Oh, wow.
So he has memories of his whole family like huddled in a kitchen while grenades are going off outside.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. He went to prison. He had fucking heart palpitations in prison. He had open heart surgery while he was in there. Like, it's just like, you hear the things that he's gone through and you're like, yeah, I can't complain. Like, I'm going to be fine.
I've been through something similar. I lived in a trailer park on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, pretty similar.
Yeah, you were huddled in the kitchen, I'm sure.
So when did Sam come over? Like,
he came over in his 20s. So I think it was like the late 70s that he came over.
what a time to be Colombian in America.
Oh, dude, and it's like the like baby Scarface story. Like he got in line with these people that were traveling salesmen and they sold jewelry. So they sold like watches and shit.
Jewelry? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so he wound up starting his own like jewelry business in Wisconsin.
Jewelry.
But he was a jeweler too. This is actually, I have a whole other story about, there's this there's like you know how like cities have their local jeweler, right? And it's like this guy and he's like ubiquitous in town. Ours was Chalmers. There's this guy named Scott Chalmer. And I fucking wound up, I have a friend who came down to Austin and they were trying to sell these like hemp concentration oils to this bigger company.
Okay.
And so they came down to Austin to talk to this guy, and Chalmers was the money, and then my guy was the science, right?
Okay.
And he goes, dude, you got to come out. Like, I'm here with this other guy from Madison, and we're like, he's buying all the drinks for tonight. So come out with us. We're gonna take care of you. I go, fuck it, okay. And so I get out there, and I realize it's Scott Chalmers, and I'm like, dude, I grew up in Madison. He's like, yeah. I was like, I grew up right down the street from your store. He goes, really? And then I sang the fucking jingle to him.
Yeah.
And he's there with the money guy from Texas that they're trying to go. And I sing the jingle to him. He looks at the money guy, goes, "What I fucking tell you?" It's awesome. It was so cool. But I asked that guy, I told that guy, and Sam had been out of, this was 2018 when this whole story happened.
Yeah.
Sam had been out of jewelry, I think, since like the late 80s, maybe early 90s. He'd been out for like almost 30 years. I go, hey, my stepdad is Samir Shahadi. Do you know that name? He goes, yeah, I remember Sam. He goes, I got a lot of stories I could tell you. I go, okay, well, I probably heard some of them. So yeah. But yeah, so he was like a legit jeweler too. Wound up burning, setting a fire in the jewelry store.
Insurance.
To get insurance money, and they got him for insurance fraud, arson.
Oh,
so he wound up going to prison, and he was in prison with Jerry Baker, the televangelist.
No.
Yeah, you remember Tammy Faye Baker?
Yeah.
The lady that looks like she
shit.
put her makeup on with a train?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has pictures of him and Jerry Baker, like in their fucking full prison stuff, like arm in arm.
My mom used to say, at least I might look like a Tammy, but at least it ain't Tammy Faye Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So it's,
Yeah, if you don't mind, go look that up. Let's put that in. 'Cause
Let's pull her up.
That was the like religious like preaching.
Yeah,
family,
and
right?
he got,
Yeah, yeah,
and he
yeah.
got
Or, like-
busted for
yeah, right.
all the money laundering.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that all happened to him, and
Yeah, he was holy and she was ugly as sin.
oh my goodness, yeah. Did you see they did a whole movie with
No.
who's the guy? He was the second Spider-Man, Andrew
Andrew
Garfield.
Garfield?
Andrew Garfield plays Jerry Baker.
No.
It's so- dude, it's
I
on
would want
HBO.
Bradley Cooper to play it.
Ooh, that would have been good.
Bradley Cooper is Jerry
That would have
Baker.
been good. Andrew Garfield's pretty good with the little because he was kind of gay.
Yeah, he was a little gay.
Jerry Gay
Baker?
Jerry Baker was
Jerry Gay Baker.
he was super. He was definitely into dudes. I mean, you can see it in the smile.
Oh man, look at Tammy.
I know, dude.
Dude, she's a
That is
Tammy
a
too, dude.
rigid face.
That's an honorary Tammy here
That
at
is
Tammy's
a
Boy. She
you
is
can-
at Tammy Faye Baker's in the Tammy Hall of Fame.
It really is. Yeah. There's a bust. There's a very sharp bust of that lady's face.
Oh my goodness. Look at that one to the right there, that glamour shot, bro.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like a young Paula Dean.
Yeah,
does.
she does
She
look
does
like a
a
young
lot.
Paula Dean.
Yeah, like she hasn't quite discovered Crisco yet.
Uh huh.
You know what I mean? Lard's gonna hit her in a few years and she's gonna turn into that.
Right.
Jesus.
There she looks like she just locked a princess in a castle.
God, she looks like Hank Hill's dad in drag.
Oh God, she does. Cotton.
She looks like Cotton Hill in drag.
Silk.
Yeah, Silk Hill.
That's Silk Hill, dude.
Oh, that's great. Oh man,
Man,
God,
that
they
was
got to
fun.
put that in the new season.
So your stepdad, didn't Cotton end up dying in the show?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I don't
look
know.
that up.
Don't
we don't
look
need to
that
go
up.
down that rabbit hole.
Spoilers.
So your stepdad was in prison with a famous televangelist
Yeah,
who got caught for money laundering.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm sure they had stories to share because they were kind of,
oh yeah.
two birds of the same feather.
Oh, absolutely. Cut from the same exact cloth.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
Just, not to be, repeat things, but one's cotton and one's silk.
Yeah.
You got Colombian
100%.
suaveness over here.
That's
and
right. Rico Suave.
I wonder if Jerry got messed with in prison because he was a soft dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he's just so likable too. You know,
He is like, I wonder if he was like leading the congregation in church.
I think
there may have been like a religious thing too, you know, because religion can kind of be there in prisons sometimes.
Well, he was probably like the preacher bitch. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, Dave's mom died. Get out here, Jerry.
Yeah.
Do a sermon.
Yeah.
He
And
also may have just been like, you know, hey boys, I'm open. We don't got to fight about this.
Right.
Like, I'll just preach and
The Lord will
He's like,
see
"Fin-
whatever
finally."
you do.
yeah,
finally.
I'm complete.
Right.
The Lord will see whatever you do to me.
He's like, I'm all full of sermon. We have fun.
Oh, pew.
But yeah,
Man.
so he
Talk
actually,
about getting down on bended knees.
yeah.
I can do this all day.
So can Jerry.
Oh man. Okay.
But yeah, so it was one of those things. It was so crazy because like all of that stuff happened to Sam before he met my mom, and then he met my mom. I think like he met my mom like a month or two after getting out of prison. And yeah,
Do
it's-
you think they were like prison pen pals or anything? Do you,
No, it's a really cute story. It's really cute.
he was going to see his parole officer, and
right.
he happened to to trip over her shield.
She had the cup, yeah. No, so my mom was dating this other guy, or not dating this other guy, but she had gone on like a date or two with this other guy.
Okay.
And so
He was a suitor.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he was in the rotation. And I don't know what she was
That
up
does
to.
not
I was
sound
9.
good for your mom.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, not to take away from the story, but I don't hate that.
No.
Because like older people, what they did back in the day, they would date 5 to 6 people at a time, but they didn't sleep with anybody.
Yeah, it was different.
She was
There
a 38-year-old woman. I mean,
If you're not sleeping
Go ahead
with
and
all
date,
of
Lori.
them,
You know
it's a
what
lot
you're
more
doing.
innocent. Mm-hmm. You sleep with one of them, it messes it all up.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I mean, we lived in a very small 2-bedroom apartment, just me and her. So it's
Yeah.
not like she could bring guys home, and it's not like she can stay over anywhere because I'm like, well, I mean, she could, but she didn't. And it's not like she can like sleep over anywhere and just like leave me there overnight on my own. Well, again, she could, she didn't.
Yeah.
But so like she was going with this other guy, and there was like a salsa night at a local bar in Madison, and they were all meeting up with a group of friends, right? And Sam was part of the group of friends that they were meeting up with. And it's totally like out of the fucking movies where like they saw each other and they met, and my mom knew she liked him and wanted to like date him.
Instantly.
Yeah. And so they met the first night.
Do you think he was the first person she dated? She was the first person he dated out of prison?
Had to be because it was
Yeah.
2 months. I
Yeah, it
mean,
was
maybe
quick.
not, maybe not first to like sleep with or anything, but first to seriously date. And like they talked all night. He told her that he was just getting out of jail. Like he was just, so I think he knew what the connection was. And he was like, I'm just going to be so upfront right away. And like told her what was going on. And they dated for like a couple months, and he just moved right in. And they've been together ever since.
Ever since.
Yeah.
That is the sweetest, kindest love story.
It's so, I mean, their relationship
And
is like
in the
adorable.
middle of it,
It's
we received an
adorable.
Amber Alert. I just want to let you know. Yeah. And I'm not
Couldn't
gonna
have
give
been my
this-
mom.
I'm not gonna give
she
the-
came home.
I'm not going to give the city away, but it's the city that my kids live in, and that's why I'm not going to give it away. But I saw it, and so instantly it grabbed my attention. Where
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let me read this name real quick. Oh, it's Mexican, not mine.
Okay, good. It's not mine.
Is
it's not Cardenia.
No, it's like a Villanueva or something.
There you go. All right, you're in the clear.
is Sam a good dancer?
Yeah.
Like, do you think like that night? Do you think he was really like he probably? I also saw. That's why you laughed whenever, or I laughed whenever you said that, because you're like salsa. I was like, I see where this is going.
Is he still friends with the guy that was?
Yeah, that guy's still like family friends with us, Jamal.
Wow.
Yeah. So he like comes over for dinners and stuff. I think that's part of dating as you become an adult too, is like you kind of
Yeah.
learn like, okay, like I dated this person for, I went on 2 dates over the course of a month with this person. It's not that serious. And, that guy has like an incredible family. He's a doctor. He's got like 2 kids. He's, his wife and his kids come to our like Christmas, like it's like holiday stuff that we hang out
That's
for.
cool, man.
Yeah. So
no real guy is like, man, I'll never get that $100 back.
yeah.
It's like it's an investment in time. And
Exactly.
It's like sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like love is a gamble.
And
I'm saying love is a gamble.
I think the more, at least in my experience with like romantic relationships like that too, like the more they don't work out, the more you understand it's okay when they don't.
Yeah. I think auditions do that too, right?
Yeah,
Auditions and dating are kind of like very similar. You better get
It's like,
comfortable.
what's it called? Rejection therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better get comfortable with rejection and if you're going to shoot a lot of shots.
Yeah.
Or you better be very good at being very selective about what you do.
Yeah.
And making sure that it's, the right opportunity.
Nobody gets what they want on the first try. Like that's just not how this works, know?
I feel like everybody should, this is getting really inside baseball and acting. Everybody should approach dating the way Daniel Day-Lewis approaches acting.
You give up? You quit?
That too.
Yeah.
When they know it's the right time.
No, he only did like 7 roles.
Yeah.
8 roles.
Yeah.
And when he did them, you have no question whatsoever whether he was all in or not.
Oh God. He's just unreal.
1,000%
He's
commitment.
unreal. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think there's something to say for that.
Yeah. There is still, between There Will Be Blood and Gangs of New York, I get chills from those
Gangs
movies.
of New York won 0 awards.
Oh, so
Won
good.
0 awards. You can check me on that, but I'm pretty sure I might have won like best score or something, but that I don't know about. But as far as like acting awards, Leo didn't get anything. Cameron Diaz got nothing.
Yeah.
And the biggest robbery of all was Daniel Day-Lewis
Bill the Butcher.
not
He's
getting
unreal.
Best Actor for Bill the Butcher.
He was unreal.
It is one of the greatest performances in one of the most, I'm not going to say horrible movies, but like one of the worst movies just in comparison to his acting.
Yeah.
His acting was so far above that movie.
Yeah,
He
it really
played
was.
Bill the Butcher like it was Lincoln. And everybody else played it, played their parts like it was like a fucking Downton Abbey.
Very like Five Goes West. Yeah.
Yeah, like an
Kinda
intense.
cartoonish,
Yeah. It was just Daniel Day-Lewis in that movie. It was as good as you could be.
Powerhouse. He's coming out of retirement. He's doing another role.
For what film?
His son. His son is
directing?
doing his directorial debut, and he's going to be in it.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
gotta be
think
good, right?
That could be good.
Gotta be
Last
good.
of the Mohicans, he won an Oscar for,
Oh
right?
God, that's right. I forgot about Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, Lincoln. It's like pretty much every time this guy goes out,
Phantom
he
Thread,
gives
right?
all he has to it.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Is like when you're in it, give what you have. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Give all you have.
Yeah, yeah. Commit to that person and lay into him. And if it doesn't
Absolutely.
feel right to do that, it's probably not.
Absolutely.
It's probably not the right.
But I'm just
move,
saying, like
you know?
that. I didn't even say you should do that. I'm saying that's a type of person that does that, and I don't think they're wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong about being super selective about who you date.
Yeah.
When you're like, I only like this type of person. I know this is the type of person I like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like just like Daniel Day-Lewis sports acting. I know I can do this role
Right.
well.
Right.
So why would I go do a million other little roles?
Yeah.
To fill my time or whatever, when I just know I do these roles well, and this is what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. And you find your wheelhouse, definitely. Yeah.
So what was like in college?
College.
Did you see your mom a lot? Did you go home a lot?
Yeah, well, so my folks lived in Madison, and I
Okay.
went back to Madison for college.
Okay.
So I lived with my parents for like the first year that I was in college. I went to technical school, and then I went to University of Wisconsin.
Okay.
And so I lived with my parents
Go
for
Badgers.
Go Badgers, fucking Bucky.
Moneyball.
So I lived with them for the first year, and then my mom found a bunch of weed, and not a bunch of weed, but she found enough weed in my room. I think like towards the end of the school year, so like May of like my freshman year of college or whatever. And she was super pissed, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna move out. And I wound up like I had some friends who like. So where my dad lived, Door County, it's super touristy. So I had buddies from Door County who lived in Madison, but
That
they would
smoked weed.
What's that?
That probably smoked weed.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah. So I was like, I'll just go over there. But it was perfect. But they'd all go home for the summer because you get these really good summer gigs as like a teenager where you're making like really good money.
Yeah.
So they would all go home for the summer and they would pay their rent in Madison and nobody would live in the apartments. So I wound up just subletting for someone. I was like, I'll give you $200 a month to stay in your apartment because you can either let me stay there and I'll give you $200, or you're not going to let anybody stay there and you don't make any money. And they were like totally good with it. And so things were pretty tense like the year I lived with my folks just because like, you know, it's that like I'm 18, but I'm still under their roof, you know?
I've got to obey your rules.
Right. But I feel like an adult. So there was a lot of conflict. And then I moved out and things got a lot better.
If I want to drink milk in my underwear, Mom, I can drink milk in my underwear.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man.
Oh God. And I mean, Sam was an ex-con. So like Sam is the lightest sleeper I've ever met in my life.
Oh man, so you worried about getting shanked at breakfast?
Dude, oh God. I would like, it was high stakes.
He didn't give you allowance, he gave you commissary
Yeah,
money?
exactly, right? It's 3 cigarettes to wash the dishes. But no, it would
If you
legitimately
beat me at
like,
spades later, I'll let you take the car out.
I lived in the basement and I would turn a light on in the basement and that would wake my stepdad up upstairs because he was so like, so it was like, I was like, you know, I'd get down there and whenever I'd get down there, I'm like, I'm stuck here until they wake up.
You're a church mouse.
You know, yeah, legitimately. And I was smoking weed down there every night, you know? So I'm like, I'm trying to be as quiet as I can while I smoke the weed. And then I'm all paranoid. Because I think that Sam's gonna wake up because I cough too loud, and then he's gonna come downstairs. So I'm like playing video games on like volume 1 in this little side room in the basement, just praying nobody hears me. And I was like, I gotta get out of here.
You hit the bong too hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like legitimately. And he's gonna be like, wait,
stop and
what
you're
was
like,
that?
wait. Okay, he's still asleep.
I would. Oh my God. The amount of times I thought I heard them whispering upstairs, and then I think about it and it's like, you're down a flight of stairs in a separate room with the room closed, like the door closed. There's no fucking way you could hear anybody whispering. That's in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're just really stoned and you thought you heard something.
I tell you what, if Sam was my stepdad, he would wonder why 5 Christmases in a row he got a white noise machine.
Yeah. He caught me one time. I would go
Rainforest
home.
sounds. You're from Colombia, dude. This has got to be good for you.
Right, exactly. It just drown it out. But there was one time I was in college. I would always, because I lived like a 15, 20-minute drive from my folks after I moved out. And I'd always go back to their place to do laundry. And I always knew when they were home and when they weren't home. And so I went over in the middle of the afternoon on like a Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And Sam owns a coffee shop in downtown Madison. Like he can't come home during that time. Well, guess what? Fucking comes home and he's got like his sister and brother-in-law with him. And he sees my face and I'm so bad at this, right? I'm just so bad at it. So he sees my face and he's like, what's going on? And I'm, nothing, I'm just doing laundry. He goes, oh, okay. And goes immediately downstairs where the laundry is, but then goes to the room that like I would smoke all the weed in and just opens the door. I can hear him go like that and then just slams the door and I'm like, oh, fuck. And he comes back upstairs and my aunt and my uncle are like out of earshot and he goes, hey, I know what you did. Knock it off. We're not going to tell your mom. And I'm like, okay, deal.
Okay, Sam.
We're back in the game. Deal. Deal. In my car it is, dude.
You my boy, Sam.
It was totally just this like, oh,
Thank
man.
you for not jumping me into a gang.
He was great, dude. I've heard and seen a lot of stepdad horror stories, and it is not lost on me that I got like,
Extremely lucky.
God, I hit the fucking jackpot, dude.
Yeah.
He's just such a great guy.
I'm not a stepdad. I'm the dad that stepped up.
It was like that way in a lot of ways, and for him, going back and talking about how we were like, well, were your parents for you or were they parents for him? Sam was definitely invested in who I was as a person and still is. Like, still, we're really close,
That's
me
dope.
and him. But with everything that happened with him, leading up to before he met my mom, it made his relationship with his daughter pretty tough. So he has his own daughter, and dude, it just, I don't know, man. It like breaks my heart. She just doesn't want to connect with him the way that he wants to connect with her, you know?
So they're not close at all.
He would, dude, he'd go to her volleyball games and she wouldn't talk to him, you know? And he like drove an hour out of town to go to her high school shit, like tried so hard to be a part of her life, and she just constantly pushed him away. And it gets to a point where it's like, hey, I love you, but I can't
keep getting rejected.
I can't hurt myself like this anymore. So
Because
I think
at this point, you've got to acknowledge that this is something you can't move on from.
yeah.
Or, you know, maybe you might want to get help if you're moving on from this, because I'm still here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm your father and I'm still here.
You know, and that's where I think, like, I mean, it makes me so frustrated because I know the person he is. And I'm like,
You're super close with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, for her, I'm like, all you are doing is depriving yourself from
Such
this
an amazing
incredible person who would be there for, still will. You know what I mean? If
Do you
she,
resent her a little bit for that?
No, not anymore. You know, I think that's a thing that it would be easy to do that, but you just got to let people be who
Yeah,
they're
you gotta
gonna
let
be,
people be.
you know? And if she wants to be happy with the family she has, it's like she can do that because we're happy with the family we have, you know?
I love that. That's
So it's like, it is. It's,
that's beautiful. That's poetry.
you know, it's, you can't sit here and just be bitter towards these, because all you're doing is wasting your energy on somebody who doesn't really care.
Absolutely.
You know, so what
yeah.
is that? So I think
All you can do is just hope that she sees the light, and
Yeah.
that one day, you know, she gives acknowledgement to a man that you think is worthy of
Yeah.
that acknowledgement.
Yeah, I mean, I think of all the ways he's, you know, been. He was never my dad. Like we always were really clear about my dad is my dad, and he was never trying to, you know, make me call him dad or, you know, do this, that, or whatever. He was always just this person in my life, you know.
Just saying.
And it's one of those things where I think it really allowed me to get closer to him, because it wasn't like there was this jockeying for position or anything. He's just willing to be who he is, you know? And those are the type of people you can trust. Those are the type of people that you don't have to keep an eye out on.
Yeah.
So I think he really took the opportunity of being with my mom and I as like, this is a second chance I have to be like a positive influence in a kid's life, you know?
Yeah.
And so he was great. He's, you know, to this day, he's very much a dad. He still gets in the car and he goes, "Hey, do you change the oil in your car?" It's like, yeah, the one that I've had for the last 10 years. Yeah,
dude.
I have, you know? And I always used to roll my eyes at that shit. Now I'm like, no, that's his way of him letting me know that he cares, that he's, you know, that's his like love language, is looking out for people and being somebody that can be like a little bit of a rock, you know, sometimes. So yeah, it's been great having him him in my life like my whole
Said
time.
your dad's got Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. What's going on with him? What kind of situation is he in right now?
Yeah, so he had to go into a senior care like memory center back in December. And it's weird. I don't know. It's a weird thing to deal with, cuz it's like it's really sad, you know, and it's really tough to see him going through it. But Alzheimer's is one of those things where it's like once you have it, you have it. Yeah. And you never get better. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so like it's tough for me and it stresses me out, but there's also sort of like I don't know if relief is the right word, but knowing that the time I have is just the time I have. And there's no like, well, maybe he can do chemo and get better, or, you know, maybe there's this medicine out there, or, you know, there's this doctor that's trying this new thing. It just is what it is, you know? And spending time with him or like interacting with him and stuff, it's like it's all in a vacuum now, you know? It's all just in the moment that you're with him, because he doesn't remember a lot from before, and he doesn't have any memory of what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
So when I'm spending time around him now, you know, it's just pleasant. You know what I
It's
mean?
just nice, yeah.
It's just
You're
it's
just playing
just
board
talking
games
about
or, yeah.
and you know, a lot of it is me just telling him how great my life is. You know, I have a really good girlfriend, and my family's healthy and my dog's happy and I own a house and, you know, I do stand-up comedy and like, you know, all these things that he has known about me, but he doesn't know anymore, you know, and just telling him. And I remember the last time we hung out, like we were talking and he just stopped me and he's like, you've got a really good life, you know? And it's like, that's the best I can do anymore is like,
I love that.
Kind of comforting him and reassuring him now, you know? And, our relationship got weird after I got out of high school. Cause again, like all we did was go to Bucks games. Right. But I wanted kind of more of a connection with him. And it was just a thing where if I wanted that, I felt like I felt this way. I had to put in all the work, you know, like he wasn't going to come down to Madison to visit me. I remember there was one time where like he started taking pictures and my dad took, I think over 30,000 pictures of Lake Michigan. He would go out, he lived 5 minutes away from Lake Michigan and he would go out there every morning and take pictures at like 5 a.m. And that became his thing. Yeah. And there's one time after he started getting into it, I was like, you should come to Madison. I'll take you around. We can do pictures here. And he just goes, I don't know what I'd take pictures of there. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, fuck me then, you know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of that where it was like, man, it feels like such a chore to get you to like be interested in anything that has to do with me, you know? And then the comedy thing, it was the same thing. Like one of the big reasons I started comedy is because I thought it would bring my dad and I closer together. I thought it'd be a thing where it'd be like, oh, I'll start getting on these shows. And like, he was Mr. Joke. He was just cracking a joke all the time. He always had a pun. And I was like, this is such a great way for me to get him to come to my thing, you know? And then my first feature weekend was at Skyline in Appleton. And that is a 40-minute drive from where my dad lives.
Oh, wow.
And it's my first feature weekend. And he didn't make any effort to go. And it just put such a strain on our relationship where I'm like, I'm doing these things that I'm like proud of and I care about. And they're within the realm of like what you're interested in too. And I still just can't, like, it doesn't resonate with you. And I'm like, I don't even know what this is. And as like the Alzheimer's started progressing a little bit more, you know, and I was talking to his friends, I realized that like they feel like they noticed changes in him 10 years ago from now, you know, and this has been something that's been chipping away at him for a lot longer than I realized.
That's the thing about Alzheimer's is you never really know. And it's like, it's an impossible condition if you need resolution.
Yeah, it's brutal. You know, it is. It's really brutal.
My ex dealt with, you know, Alzheimer's and dementia and her dad. Yeah. And he also had cancer towards the end. And she, you know, was literally caring for somebody that could barely remember who she was. And she said, but some great memories were had in that time.
100%. Because they let go of a lot of their principles. They let go of a lot of the things that got in the way of the relationship you wanted to have with them. Yeah. You know, that was with my mom. My grandma had Alzheimer's, and my dad. So, you know, only a matter of time. It's in the genes. I
will remember.
Right? Maybe. Maybe. But it was the same thing with my mom where like my mom isn't very religious and my grandma was she was the fucking Pope, right? Okay. She was so Catholic. And it became a thing where, you know, after my grandma realized my mom wasn't going to be religious, there was always this like, I mean, it's hard for your mother to have a relationship with you when she's like convinced you're going to hell, you know? And that's how my mom felt. She was like, it was so hard for me to talk to my mom because I knew she thought I was literally going to hell and there was no way she could save me. And then religion totally disappeared after the Alzheimer's came in. Oh, wow. And she was like, it was, you know, again, like it was sad and it took a big toll on her. It was really tough on her. But there was that kind of silver lining of I got to have this completely different relationship with my mother because there wasn't this ideology in the way, you know? And I think that's been like that with my dad too, where he just always wanted to talk. You know, he always wanted to be the person that had not the smartest guy in the room, but like the wisest.
I love that. Yeah.
You know?
There's a big difference between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be a thing where he would just, you know, it always felt like he wanted to like teach you a lesson rather than have a conversation with you, you know? And so
A lecturer.
Yeah. And I learned a lot from that. I learned a lot from listening to him through that. But there are also times where I'm like, I just need you to be my dad rather than try to explain this problem that I'm bringing you, or, you know.
I don't need you to be encyclodadpedia.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I'm just looking to have a connection with you. And, you know, there were times where it's just like he had this, like, there was his diet, there was his, like, workout regimen and fitness, and then there was his photography. And that was kind of his realm of things that he could have a conversation with you about. And if you couldn't have a conversation with him about those things, it just like it just disoriented him, you know? I remember we were at my, you know, my grandpa on my mom's side. My grandpa, so my mom's dad. We were at his funeral, and we were at his funeral, and my dad went up to my mom and like started talking about some of his photography in Lake Michigan. And my mom was just so weirded out because it's like, what, like, how are you not reading the room right now?
Yeah.
You know, we're at a funeral. Like, this isn't the right time to do it. But again, that was like 3-4 years ago. So there's all these things in the
God
last
knows what
10
his brain was
years
going through,
that we
yeah.
were kind of like, well, what the fuck? And
Now there's, even though you can't say it was that, there is this plausible deniability.
it influenced
in a
him.
sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
it
can't
did,
you can't
yeah.
say it's all, you know, it's all this disease that's in your brain or anything like that. But it influenced some of his decisions and stuff like
Absolutely,
that. You know?
yeah. Or just the way he interacted or the way he remembered. And
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, and so you start hearing it from other people, and it's like, it's honestly like, it's terrible that this is all happening, but it has given me like some closure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely given me like some good closure of like, I was so angry or frustrated with this person for like a big chunk of my life. And it turns out that they were just a little disoriented and a little confused, you know, and like just being able to let go of that with it, not even necessarily forgive him because he didn't really do anything wrong, you know, we just didn't mesh. And I think it really hurt me. And being able to let go of that has just been like great, you know, it's been really good, really healthy. So
I can definitely tell that we had different parents.
yeah. Yeah, dude. I know. It was so funny. You asked me to do this and I'm like, man, I mean, there's going to be like some stuff in there, you know, but
Yeah, but I mean,
it's been a lot of smooth sailing.
that's
like
the
I've
thing
been really
about
fortunate.
this pod is that we talk about the good too. You
Yeah.
know, it's like the good is just as important as the bad. I don't want this podcast to be all about, you know, just the bad. But you know how I could tell they were the biggest difference between our moms is when you said your mom found the weed.
Yeah.
She got mad.
Yeah.
My mom would have got mad too, but only because there's not like something in there for her to smoke.
Right.
Out of. You know what I mean? Like there's no bowl. You're just gonna have weed, no bowl. What am I supposed to smoke out of, John?
Oh, that's amazing. So that was my friend's mom who became like, she was like my favorite. Oh my God. I would go hang out with her. So I went to high school in Door County. My graduating class was 60 people, right? I graduated 06. There was a kid 2 years earlier than me, 04. His name was Julius. He was the only black kid in our high school. And he became my friend. And we
What a
lived
saint.
down the road from each other. And his mom was Mama T. And she was fucking amazing. She was so cool. She would roll us joints, and she rolled like the best joints. There was one time her Julius worked at Culver's, and she called me at like the house phone, and my dad picks up. He goes, "Hey, I think the phone's for you. I think it's Julius's mom." I'm like, "Okay, great." I go, "What's up, Mama T?" She goes, "Hey, Julius has to get picked up from work. I don't want to go. If I roll you a joint, will you go get him?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so fucking sure as shit, went and picked him up. We go over, rolls us a joint. We all watched TV and like drank Kool-Aid and hung out for the afternoon. She was fucking amazing. She was so great.
I want to hang out with Mama T.
Oh, dude, she was so fucking funny too.
Dude, we had this one lady that lived next to us for a little bit, and it's a long story, but her name was Esther Turner. And she drove for the Caswell Department of Transportation for years. So I had to go to a program called Teen Outreach, where they basically educate you on like sex and extra shit. And it's for kids that have messed up. They put me in that when I got back from this wilderness camp. And
Oh man, you were a bad kid.
not even. You got to listen to the Rachel Wolfson episode.
Okay.
Listen to the Rachel Wolfson episode. We talked about wilderness camps and all that stuff for like, almost an hour.
Oh my God.
Pause this and go watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what was I saying?
Sorry, wilderness camp and then outreach.
Okay, we was doing this thing called Teen Outreach, and the lady lived next to us. Her name was Esther Turner. And I had a really bad home life. It's no secret. But I kind of let her know that I didn't like being dropped off early because she had to drop like maybe 7 kids off, and we lived in the country. And I just happened to be the one that was like the first stop in the country for her to make. But I told her, like, I would like to get home as late as possible. I have to spend as little time with my stepdad as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, baby, I get it. And so she would drive me all the way around, all over the country. We would drop Tanisha, all these different girls off.
Yeah.
Brianna, all these girls, we drop them off. And then at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, when she's coming back through, it's dark or getting dark, that's when she would drop me off at the last possible moment.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that woman for that more than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
And then we ended up moving next door to her when my mom left that stepdad. And so we're living in Yanceyville, North Carolina. We're living next door to Esther Turner.
Okay.
And every day she would call me and she would be like, hey, John, can you bring me a Coca-Cola and a cigarette? Because she wasn't allowed to drink soda or smoke because of her health. So I would, every day, I would go over there 007.
Yeah.
If any of her kids were there, I would sneak her the Coca-Cola behind my back. It was a Shasta.
Wow, that's
You know
amazing.
what I mean? I'm not going to lie. It was a Shasta or a Sam's Club.
Sure,
Cola.
yeah.
And it was a USA Gold cigarette.
Yeah.
But I still hooked her
That's,
up.
it's the thought that counts.
Yep. And I knew she wasn't supposed to have it. I knew it was going to hurt her. But in the same breath, that woman had been there for me and did something so kind for me when she didn't have to, just spending time with me.
Yeah.
And letting me ride with her.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to deal with an abusive stepfather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll give that woman a Coca-Cola and a cigarette the day I fucking
Well,
die.
and it's like, I mean, on the other, it probably broke her heart that was all she could do for you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So-
She was a sweet lady.
That's so cool. You guys wound up kind of coming together,
At the
later
end,
on,
yeah.
though. That's
Before
really
she
cool.
died, she ended up passing away. But
Was Shasta? Well, yeah, you kept giving her Coke and cigarettes. It's like, yeah, dude, the writing was on the wall.
I killed Esther.
Yeah.
I killed the only woman that was nice to me. I murdered her.
That was, I didn't want to say it while you were doing the story because it was so sweet, but I was like, yeah, dude, of course they didn't want her to have Coke and cigarettes. She's probably diabetic. It's the South, She got that sugar foot. Did you say Shasta Cola?
Yeah.
Was that the one with like the panther on it?
No, that was Josta.
Josta.
That was Shasta is the one they sold at like certain grocery stores. SHASTA.
Okay.
They would sell it at Walmart and shit.
Okay.
Or Sam's Club.
We were a Josta Cola family. I don't know what it was. Sam always had Josta Cola, and I'm like, what is this?
The one with the panther on it was Josta. And I actually had a great aunt or a great uncle that worked for the marketing company.
Really?
That promoted that, and it did not last long.
No. It was very short. Maybe like 2 years, 3 years.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it lasted about as long as Surge.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like the surge of colas.
Yeah. But I remember drinking that, man. It was so strong.
Yeah.
And like, oh my God.
It was heavy, dude.
It was basically like concentrate.
It was a very intense soda. But
It
yeah,
was.
Sam got him. I think Sam got him for the coffee shop, so we would always bring them home.
Sam would love those.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, he's
That's
the
a
only
prison drink,
the only
dude.
way I can feel something these days.
Yeah, it's a prison drink.
I had one of my like closest friends is Mexican, and Sam always had Jarritos at the store. And every time my friend Sammy, so my friend was Sammy and then Sam, the stepdad. Every time Sammy would come in, he'd go, "Hey, Sammy, you want a Jarritos?" And he thought it was so funny because Sammy's Mexican and it's a Mexican soda. It's just very casual, like Hispanic racism.
Yeah.
And so my friend was always like, "Yeah, he thinks he's being racist, but I get free soda every time I go in there. So I don't really know who's coming out behind you."
Yeah, right?
You know, he was like, I'll feed into the stereotype if it means I get free drinks all the time.
You got tacos back there?
Yeah. They had such a great like little dynamic. Sam would always, he goes, "Yeah, here's your Jarritos." And he'd have like a little chuckle to himself. It was so funny.
That's great, man.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is like the wrong stereotype, but this is the energy I've gotten from the people in my life is there's this attitude in like Hispanic or Latino culture where they will very overtly fuck with you, like very transparently fuck with you, but they think they're being sneaky.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was always that with Sam. Like Sam, you know, we're like the big libs in the family. We're the ones that are on the left, vote blue, yada yada. And the rest of the family is like hunters, conservative, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And Sam would go to Thanksgiving and he would just try to hype up my uncle and be like, "Hey Bob, did you get any deer?" And it's like, you don't give a fuck if he got any deer. You're just trying to goat him into being this guy, you
Yeah.
know? And so he would do shit like that all the time. And so it was the same thing with like my uncles as it was with Sammy, where they're like, "I know you're fucking with me, but I love talking about hunting. So I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna steamroll over all the little snarkiness that you have, so that way I can get the thing that I want, you know?"
That's such a white thing to do, too.
Very, yeah.
Yeah, just ignore the sarcasm or the intent completely and just be like,
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to mess with me for 45 seconds, so that way I can talk about the deer I almost got for 30 minutes, let's do the trade-off, you know? I'm good with it.
"You look like you're having a lovely day."
Yeah.
It is a lovely day.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, man. We always close this up with if you have one piece of parenting advice to give to any parent or step-parent, you know, based on your own childhood, your own upbringing, what would that advice be?
Yeah. I think just be kind and patient, you know? I think that, like, one thing I've learned about, or not learned, but, like, I think as you get older, you start just seeing your parents as people rather than your parents. You start understanding, like, when I got to 30, and my mom was 30 when she had me, and I looked at what my life was when I was 30, and then the idea that she had a kid, it totally changed my perspective on them. And I think, like, an advice for parents is just, like, remember that, you know, yeah, these are your kids and, you know, you're responsible for them. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's not your daughter, it's not your son, it's a person, you know? And this person's going to grow up and they're going to have their own ideas. And just to learn to, like, take it easy on them, because we're all fucking burnt out. We're all stressed. Like, life is hard, you know, no matter where you're coming from and what you've experienced. Like, existence is tricky.
Yeah.
We have so much information. We have so much stuff going on in our brains, you know, in this day and age, that it's just, everybody's overwhelmed, you know, and giving people a little bit of patience and a little bit of grace, it goes a long way in their lives, and it goes a long way in your lives too. You know, once you start being a little more compassionate, it just becomes like a part of you, because it's like, it just feels right, you know?
I think everybody just has to remember that for all of us, it's our first time here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
For
we
all of
don't,
us.
nobody has the answers. We're all just doing what we think is good.
Yeah, we're doing
You know?
the best we possibly can with the tools that we have and with our ability to use those tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so giving people a little bit of patience and grace.
I love that.
Yeah.
Everybody needs it. Thank you for coming on, brother.
Hey, man, this was super fun. That went so fast.
That was fun.
That was a good one. I had a great time.
Yeah, I had a good time with that one. Well, Tammy's, boys, girls, thank you so much for tuning in to another fun-filled Tammy's Boy episode. Please do the like, subscribe, that whole thing that we need you to do so that we can continue to try and be what we're trying to be, which is one of the best podcasts in the world.
That's right.
Thank you guys so much. This has been Tammy's Boy. I'm John.
Thank you. Later.
Did your family bring joy? Was your childhood destroyed? Hey, it's Tammy's boy. Did your mama lie? Did your daddy make you cry. Hey,